Okay, this is my avocado irrigation system. A hole in the hose, blowing straight up, coming down. And, you know, I've been farming for quite a few years, but, and given this a lot of thought. Over here we got a actual sprinkler that works and throwing water that way, and then up on the fence, more sprinklers going that way. And I've read, you know, you will research and find so many different recommendations for irrigation, but I'm going to go with the frequent irrigation just for a few minutes. In fact, right now I've got this set for 10 minutes every day. That's an hour a week, a little over an hour a week. And I can't tell you how many gallons, but maybe it's 20 gallons a day, probably at the most 100 gallons a week. So that's just an estimate. And then I'm also doing the same thing here with my passion fruit. It's on a different line, but this is irrigating now for about 5 or 6 minutes every day, just a little shot. Now, of course, I will change that if it gets hot or if it gets rainy or cloudy. You know, I may go to every other day or every third day. You know, water conservation is very important. And, but I've come up, I know a guy here in Carpinteria had sandy soil, and he was watering, you know, kind of deeply, and his trees didn't look that great, but he was watering deeply once or twice a week. And since these are shallow rooted trees, you know, maybe 3 feet deep, avocado roots, if you're in sandy soil, doesn't it seem possible or likely that the water would pass below the root zone? So the frequent watering, especially in shallow soil, would just keep it continually, you know, have water available. Well, I'm not going to go on and on. I just wanted to mention the frequent shallow watering versus if you have a deep-rooted plant, you know, or very drought-resistant, you know, this wouldn't apply at all. You know, those plants might not need any water. I've got shrubs out here. You take these nasturtiums. They just seem, you know, there's places around here in Carpinteria where they don't get any water, and if they're in the shade, they seem to do well. And another thing is, I recently I kind of knew this, but you can eat these leaves. They're actually quite good. You know, a little peppery. Anyway, I won't go on. But this is all my salad goods right here with the nasturtiums, and you can eat the flowers too. Oh, that's not a nasturtium flower. That's an orange clock vine. Those flowers are just next to it.